Hey y'all. Um, I'm certain that no one is watching this at the moment, but in case anybody watches it back later, welcome to Civ 6 in chat, although the chat is going to be more just me talking to myself because nobody's online at the moment on Just Magical Stories. So, I will be, again, playing Molly. I'm screwing around with some of the August update stuff, like the hidden tech tree and secret societies. So in this Molly game, I I got bored. I got distracted, frustrated. I don't know, impatient. So I went with the Vampire Secret Society. Also because I suspect, even though I'm intending to go mostly commerce, I'm also probably going to end up attacking people, because one of the benefits of going commerce is that you end up with a buttload of gold to buy military units. Um, yeah, so it's loading at the moment. We'll see if anybody jumps on. If anybody would like a link to the Discord server that I run my D&D game and my Star Wars game on, and also that I do the voice chat on for this stream, just comment and I will throw a link into the chat. The more the merrier. We are sort of a community of gamers and role players who are super dedicated to being inclusive of all the things. I mean, it's run by two non-binary people who are both queer, and we work really hard to make sure that it's a comfortable, welcoming environment for folks. And we constantly have new, like, tabletop games being talked about. We have currently we have two D&D games running, and there's a Scion game that's about to start in the next week or so, I think. Scion second edition, so that's going to be super neat. I'm super excited about that because I have been for a number of years now practicing Hindu faith practices, and I very seldomly get to represent that either in my real life or in games that I play. So I get to do that in this game, and I'm super, super, super excited. Apparently, my voice chat, my input is not playing through Discord, so let me make sure that that's going to work. Okay, now that's working. Okay, how about my headphones? Are you going to work? Are you going to fight me? Bitch, are you fighting me? Of course Discord's going to fight me. Sometimes Discord and I don't get along. Oh, there's sound coming out of my speakers. Can I make sound come out of my headphones? Looks like my mic is working now. I know that it's been working for y'all because I can see it in my Streamlabs, but whether or not it is working for Discord, I could not tell you. Oh, it is definitely working for Discord now. I just don't know whether or not I can hear people because no one's in the chat yet. Cool. Anyway, let's see. Where was I? I think I only had a couple of cities so far because I'm playing on Marathon. This is going to be a super long-ass game because I'm planning on streaming it like twice a week, and I'm thinking sort of as updates come out each month, I'm going to start a new game. Hopefully I'll finish the old one first. But my intention is to have folks suggest to me what leader they'd like to see me play, what type of game they'd like to see me run in terms of strategy, and like what secret society they want me to join as long as I'm using those. I'm sort of about that. Like, in all of my RPGs, I very much like value player agency, so I'm sort of intrigued by the idea of having people have agency in terms of like what they watch and the sort of media that they consume. I'm about that. I think that's really cool in terms of, like, concept. What the fuck? Why is my F key sticking? I know it's super early in the morning, too. Like, it's only 11 a.m., so folks might be around a little later. Also, I imagine nobody is going to be watching this that early in the morning just because it is 11 a.m. and, you know, normal people aren't awake and doing things or are at work. I am fortunate insofar as I am a graduate student who sort of classes haven't started yet. They start next week. So at the moment, this is what I'm doing until next week. And then I'm going to keep doing this specifically because I want to sort of force myself to slow down during the semester. So I'm going to play 4 days a week. I'm going to stream games. I'm going to do Civ 2 days a week. And then I've been playing Star Wars The Old Republic a lot. So I'm going to do that 2 days a week. And in theory, on one of those days, I'll be able to get one or more of my guildmates to join me, and then we can run flashpoints and stuff. But on one of those days, I'm definitely just going to be running our own leveling, I'm sure. I am level 55 or 56 in that game, and I'm still in chapter 1 of my class quests. So one of the things that I'm planning on doing, because I'm going to be streaming at like, I don't know, like noon or 10 a.m., I can't remember which, when I put that for, but one of the things I plan on doing is just running through my class quest because I want to complete it. I am kind of a completionist, and achievements are a thing that put me in a place to just, like, do all the things. I'm gonna try and turn my headphones off and back on again and see if that helps. Although I don't know that I can't hear anything. Oh, I'm definitely not hearing game sounds. Okay, let's turn that off. My mic is going to be the same because I use an external mic, but okay, I can hear sounds through my computer now. I'm going to turn that off so that y'all don't hear them twice. Okay. Oh, I got the beep from Discord, so that's a good sign. And now I can hear through my headphones. Cool. And you guys can still hear me, and it looks like you can hear the game audio. Awesome. I had to turn the sound off because I stream both on Twitch and YouTube, and then I go into YouTube and I cut the video so that it's like less extra bullcrap. But oh god, that's not good. Because I stream on YouTube and actually Twitch also, for that matter, I had to turn off all the game music because I got a
I like to say I practice militant mysticism.
BCMI takedown.
I'm absolutely sure of some things.
The in-game music, which is fucking crazy to me. But the person who wrote the game music does not want people to stream their game music. And that's fine. It's whatever. Like, I don't need the music. I'm just gonna sit here and talk to myself anyway, so. Eventually, maybe people will care enough about my existence that folks actually watch. At the moment, I'm sort of screaming into the void just to make myself feel like I'm a real human being. Okay, Civics Tree, let's see, where are we? So this is the new feature. The Civics Tree is unrevealed, right? So like everything is shuffled and the prerequisite order is completely different, which is really cool for me because I've played this game for shit, I don't know, 800, 900 hours at this point, and I have the Civics Tree and the Tech Tree completely memorized. Like, I know exactly what path I'm going to take through them based on what strategy I'm playing in the game. So it's really cool to me that everything's unrevealed and shuffled because I actually have to like work to figure out where to go. I can't just take like this predetermined path that I usually take. So I enjoy that a lot. Let's see, state workforce. Get some government plaza. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably going to be a thing. I have to get theology at some point because I don't know that I founded a religion yet, but I at the very least plan on founding a religion because the benefit for them is just too good. And also, if you found a religion, benefit founding a religion even if you're not playing religious strategy, if you found a religion, then you can, like, at the very least pump out apostles to defend your country from religious incursion, which is important because eventually folks who are, like, the AI who is going religious will... Oh, fucking now I discover Owls of Minerva. God damn it. That's the one that I was thinking about doing for this, but I ended up, like, getting impatient and just went with the Sanguine Pact, which, to be fair, the vampire is it's a super cool unit. But we'll see how that works out once I get to, like, the medieval era and get the second... I'm playing a game just for myself. I'm playing with Nubia, just, like, in my free time, and I chose the Owls of Minerva for that. Order of Minerva? I forget what it is, but I chose them for that. So that's been a thing. Let's see. I'm going to grab the Diplomat. I have 2 cities already, but I'm going to grab the Diplomat so that I can become Hattusa's suzerain. Oh, except I can't. Damn, somebody else already has more than 3 there. Damn. Okay. Well, I will get... Next time I get an envoy, I will send it over there. Interesting. There's a bunch of people on the server right now. Maybe somebody will jump on eventually. My friend Raina usually logs on and chats with me while I'm playing. Yeah, Raina's like one of my best friends, although they are also one of the admins on the Just Magical Stories channel, server. But they are homeschooling because they homeschooled for a long time, and now with COVID, it's either like actually homeschool, or functionally homeschool because parents in Massachusetts basically have to pick up the slack of kids not being able to be in classrooms. Which, like, it's whatever. It needs to happen. COVID is not going away anytime in the near future, and we need to treat it seriously. But for parents that already have experience homeschooling, it, like, might genuinely be a better choice for your children to, like, just do the paperwork to do homeschooling again. Anyway, that is my rant. I am, generally speaking, not a huge proponent of strictly homeschooling because I very much believe that part of the process of going to school, especially public school, is to learn that the, like, social rules and social mores that exist in our society. I'm a sociologist. Oh my god, I think about that stuff all the time. But I think that stuff's super important for kids to learn. And it is considerably more difficult for them to learn that homeschooling, just because so much socialization happens in such a concentrated time period and space in a classroom. But anyway, that's my rant about school. Sociology of knowledge and education are 2 of the things that my research look at. So it's in my head a lot, to say the least. Oof, I am parched. The weather appears to be starting to change here in Massachusetts to be more on the... well, today it's going to be warm, but it's been starting to switch to more on the cooler side and also drier. The air has been much drier, and in my apartment we have radiators. So I might actually have to buy a humidifier this year, which is weird. Oh, the place I lived last year at this time was drafty as fuck and old and had baseboard heating, so it wasn't as dry in the winter. It's also like rainy and muggy here today, so I'm not really sure why I feel so dried out, but for the past couple of days it has been cool and drier. That's my preferred weather, if I'm honest. Oh, come on, turn on. Still 0 people watching. That's fine. That's whatever. If I just like stream a bunch of hours, eventually somebody will find me, especially because the streams are tagged with Civ 6, and I put Mansa Musa in the title and Mali in the description, and you know, maybe eventually somebody will find it just to come tool around and watch somebody play Mali. It's actually from my first time playing Mali. I usually, well, sometimes I start games where my leader is random, but oftentimes, oh, gross. Damn it, I didn't hit a golden age. What the fuck? Why is I feel like everything is happening super slowly, but at the same time, things are happening very quickly. What speed am I actually on? Where can I see this? Can I look at, like, game info? Difficulty. Oh, I'm on Epic, not Marathon. Oh, okay, that makes more sense then. I was like, man, why is it taking so few turns for things to happen? It's not. I'm just a dumb bitch. Whatever, at least I'm in a normal era. I think in this era I'm going to be building a lot of districts. So I'm going to do Monumentality. I also need to build some fucking archers for my... Oh, I guess I'm still on slingers. I haven't learned archery yet. Interesting. It is the classical era and I have not yet learned archery. How in the fuck did that happen? I usually like power rush archery because archers are so powerful in early game. In the game that I'm playing, Nubia's like special unit is an archer unit, so it replaces the initial archer ranged unit, and it's just so good. It gets an extra movement, so you can chase people down when they get close to your cities. It also is more powerful than a regular archer. It's just very good. I have like probably 9 of them, and I only have 4 cities or something. Ooh, I get to go kill things with my vampire. Whomst is this? Whomst the fuck? Oh, Australia. I already met you. You denounced me. So, Australia, I believe, is Owls of Minerva. Oh, no. Australia is Void Singers. And then Simon Bolivar, also Void Singers. So, both of them are at least nominally doing religion, because Void Singers, as a secret society, is a religion-based one. Yeah. So, I'm mostly just going to end up talking about Civ 6 for now. If somebody signs on, maybe they'll get me distracted and I'll talk about other things, but for now it's going to mostly be Civ 6. I actually don't know much about Mali in real life. That's a thing. Maybe I should prep that for the next stream, and then I can talk about Mansa Musa and Mali in real life. I know that Mali was like this really important economic area, both for Asian, like, sort of kingdoms and civilizations that were trading to Africa, which happened a lot. There's a lot of evidence of, like, yunks or junks or whatever. I don't actually speak Chinese. In East Africa. It's super cool because the Chinese were trading in Africa fuck hundreds of years before the Europeans were. So that's a thing. But also, then the Portuguese came around and settled in Mali, I believe. Mali? I'm thinking of somewhere else. I think I'm thinking of Ethiopia. Where the fuck is Mali? Maybe I don't know anything at all about Mali. I don't think I do. Let me real quick just Google Mali so that I can... Oh, Mali's in West Africa, and it's landlocked. What the fuck am I thinking of? I must be thinking of Ethiopia. Okay. Let me just scope the Wikipedia real quick. I am completely thinking of the wrong country. That's really funny because I am usually pretty good about that. Let's see. Trans-Saharan trade. Oh, okay. The Ghana Empire. The Mali Empire. In the peak of the 1300s, and stretched to the west coast of Africa. Okay, 1300s. Let's see. So that's in the middle of the Muslim Renaissance, or the I think it's the Muslim Renaissance, not the Arab Renaissance, because the Muslim world at that point stretched all the way from Cordoba in Spain to through parts of what are now Iran and Persia, down to Pakistan. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some reading on Mali and on Mansa Musa because I apparently don't know anything, and certainly not enough. I know Timbuktu is in Mali. Well, anyway, I'm gonna play the game now, and then I will research about Mali before I stream again, because I don't want to be incorrect or portraying a whole civilization as not who I thought they were, which apparently I was, and I'm so sorry. Gosh, that's the worst. There are a lot of the cities in here that I would like to actually learn about. Like the city-states and stuff, I'm actually really intrigued by like who the city-states are. Maybe I'll look up, I'm gonna like do some research on Mali, and maybe I'll like research a little bit of Hattusa, because I don't actually know anything about what or where Hattusa is. I don't know why I didn't think that they were West Africa, because like I've got the Niger and the Senegal River right here. God, I'm just a dumb fuck. I mean, I know I'm not. My intelligence and my education are two of the things I value most about myself. But still, like, that's a stupid mistake. Maybe a foolish mistake. Not the kind of thing I would expect of myself, I guess is what I mean to say. Oh, I'm so parched.
Bom dia. É uma honra conhecê-lo pessoalmente. Parece que mentes brilhantes se atraem.
Is this Philip of Spain? Or, oh, Pedro II of Brazil. I don't know why I thought it was Philip. Philip looks like a conquistador, I think. Some shit like that. Yeah. Visit our nearby city. Sample our hospitality. Oh, y'all are down. Oh no, that's Canberra. There's a scenario. I played through the scenario one time where it's like basically a bunch of groups in Australia trying to explore and settle the outback, or maybe not settle, maybe just explore. But it's actually like a super cool scenario. All of the scenarios, you only have a certain amount of time to succeed or fail at them. Okay, I'm looking for gold, so I'm gonna go to conscription. Conscription is like one of the best early military policies if you're looking for commerce, if you're looking to get gold. Okay, Brazil, I'm at 24 out of 35. I need 15 more era score to not end up in a dark era. A dark age, if you will. Civic, where am I going now? I really want to get to... Where the shit are you? Huh. I bet it's right here. I really want to get to... Oh. Let me start with Early Empire, actually. And then I'll go Theology. I'm just going to start with Early Empire because it is possible that this is the civic that gives you first-tier governments, which is like what I'm looking for. I need those first-tier governments badly because that gives you more policy slots and also it puts you in a new era and stuff like that. A new, like, cultural era. And I need those era points. Era score. Whatever. Huh. I already did that. I think I'm gonna stick Magnus in Gen. Because I've got Amber and 3 wheat over here. So if I can double my plot harvests on this city, that would be really good. I've got the Financier in my capital. Oh my god, what fucking society are you part of? Are you also Void Singer? Oh, Hermetic Order. Okay, so I don't really know much about the Hermetic Order Secret Society. I haven't played that one at all. I'm thinking maybe my next playthrough I'll play Hermetic Order. Depending on how quickly I finish this game. If I finish this game before the September update is released, then I'll probably... Oh, somebody's watching! I'll probably do Hermetic Order just because I want to know who they are. You can't run from me! That's actually a lie. Yes, they can. So I'm just going to chill here. And then I'm going to let my vampire rest. Ooh, I can upgrade it. Apparently I did learn archery. I'm just a dumb bitch. It is what it is. Duchess Harker. I'm going to let her heal. One of the cool things about the vampires is anytime a unit dies next to them, they get a +1 for the rest of the game. And if they die, instead of going away, it's not like a regular unit. When they die, they just go back to your capital city. And they keep the bonus, like they don't lose the bonus. So over the course of the game, you want your vampire to be next to or killing tons of people because they get more and more powerful as the game goes. So like right now, Duchess Harker, their base melee strength 20, but oh, I can't. It won't even show it to me here. Okay, well that's the thing. Oh, fuck, she's healing, so I can't go kill that scout. But also, that scout is coming from this barbarian encampment up here, so I've got to go take that out. Thank you to whoever's following. It's super, super nice of you. This is, again, sort of just like a thing that I'm doing to make myself feel human. Even though I generally feel like I'm just screaming into the void because I do stuff like this and I feel like nobody ever notices, even my friends, so whatever. I have a lot of cool shit to say. People just need to prompt me on it because I'm wildly overeducated. Like, I basically almost finished a bachelor's degree in ethics and rhetoric, and then I dropped out. And then I went back to school and got a bachelor's in sociology. And now I have a master's in public policy, and I'm working on a PhD in sociology, and I study sociolinguistics and social epistemology and the sociology of knowledge and cultural sociology and stuff like that. Like, I just am wildly overeducated, and I have a lot of random knowledge to impart. Ultimately, I want to be a college professor, so that's sort of a thing. You have to have a lot of random knowledge to impart. I guess you really don't. I had a lot of professors that just, like, their knowledge was so specialized in their field that sometimes it was frustrating. I guess maybe it was only frustrating because my, like, breadth of knowledge is so wide, and I don't feel like I've had to sacrifice depth of knowledge in order to have that. I'm gonna, like, write down some of the things that my brain comes out with while I'm doing this, so as not to just fucking forget everything I've said. Oh my god, I need a new desk. Okay, wireless charger, where can I put you? My phone charges on a wireless charger while I'm at my computer, which is most of the time now because COVID, but also, like, I don't always know where to put things because my desk is not well suited for someone to be sitting at their computer for hours and hours and hours on the day. But wireless charging is super helpful because I'm able to use my phone to run Streamlabs, which is the streaming software I use, and also to manage my Twitch stream, although I sort of am ignoring my YouTube stream when I do that, but at the same time, YouTube as a streaming platform it's not super friendly to streaming. I'm just doing it because then the stuff is there, and it's easier for me to just, like, I don't know, like, plop a thumbnail and edit out all the random, like, loading screens and stuff like that. What have I got? 211 volts. I have to buy a second Archer for Niani really badly. 19 turns, and then I get John the Baptist. I genuinely don't understand why John the Baptist is the first great prophet. Like, Confucius is here. There's so many great prophets that are in this game that existed before John the Baptist. Like, Moses? Why isn't Moses one of the first great prophets?
Skill
or like
without
Rami,
imagination
who
is
was
craftsmanship
involved
and gives
in
us many useful
proliferating
objects,
the
such as
Vedas.
wickerwork picnic baskets.
I'm gonna sit over here in my bitter about the fact that white people who are Hindu get a lot of shit from folks. But okay. Whoop. What's the date today? Today is... I date all of my notes. God, I'm such an asshole. Okay. I also handwrite ampersands. Like, I feel like that's a bullshit thing for me to do in real life, but, you know. Here I fucking am. That's just who I am as a human. Extra as fuck. Okay. I made a note to research Mali and Mansa Musa and also Hattusa. Cool. Magnus is established in Gen, which means Gen. How do I pronounce that? I'm curious. I feel like I know a lot of random, like, history and geography things because of playing Civilization my whole life. Like, I think my first computer I didn't have the internet until I was like 19 at home. Anyway, I didn't have the internet. So I think my first computer was like an old Mac, and I feel like I had Civilization as one of my only games on it. And I believe that this was like Sid Meier's Civilization or something like that. And I've been playing Civ ever since then. Like, it has always been my favorite game. My favorite Super Nintendo game was Aerobiz and Aerobiz Supersonic. Like, this 4X genre of, like, management building things, this has literally always been my favorite kind of game. Hence why I've played Civ 6 for like 900 hours, and why I have the Frontier Pass or whatever, and I have all the expansions, and yeah. What do I have on for mods right now? That's actually kind of an important thing. Let's see. I have all the DLCs, obviously, but then what do I have for like mods? I feel like I never actually mentioned this. Okay, so the Better Civilization icons, I like that one. It doesn't actually... I think all of my mods are just interface or like aesthetic things at this point. So Better Civilization icons, I enjoy that one because they made a point to like go to each civilization and pick something that is more appropriate to that civilization, because the things that were put in by Firaxis, like, they're good, don't get me wrong, but they're not like, I don't know, they're a little generic, right? So let's see. Better trade screen. Oh, yeah. The original trade screen. I don't even remember what the original trade screen looks like, because I've been using better trade screen for years at this point. City Sprawl graphics is so cool. I'll show you that in 1 second. Colorized historic moments, not a big deal. It just makes the game like more pleasant to look at. So when you get big historic moments, they've colored in like the graphics that you get. Instead of them being like just sepia tone, they're like watercolor over sepia. I can show you that too. Real Great People. Huh. I've probably had that one turned on for a really long time too. I wonder if the original Great People, like, they're probably really limited in who they are, so that probably just adds a bunch more names. I guess it would be names and abilities, but still. Religion Expanded. Okay, Religion Expanded is huge, and you'll see that once I found a religion. They give you so many options for, like, pre-created religions, and it's, like, everything from Hellenic cults from classical Greece to, like, the actual different schools of thought of Hinduism to like little tiny fringe groups in Christianity. It's super fucking cool. Terra Mirabilis, I believe. Oh, maybe that's not what Religion Expanded is. Religion Expanded might give me more religious beliefs and stuff. That might be what that is. So that does actually affect game mechanics. So does Real Great People, I guess. Terra Mirabilis changes the names for things so that there are more varied place names, and also so that the place names are more appropriate to the civilization that discover them. Although the continents are just like fucking scattershot. And then Tomatex, Historical Religions, that's the one that gives you just like a metric buttload of like RL appropriate historic religions. That one's pretty cool. I enjoy that. Reina, where you at? BB. Over here all by myself right now. That's okay. Hopefully y'all enjoy me rambling. Oh, fuck. I was gonna show you... Oh, you know what? I can't. I don't have... So basically what the sprawl one is when you build a... the fuck are they called? Oh my god. Like a holy site, a commercial district. Oh, when you build a district next to your city center, it, like, not only do you have, like, these little outbuildings, right? Like, there's a couple of outbuildings here. those pop up as your city population grows, but when you build a district next to your city center, it actually surrounds the district also instead of just surrounding the city center. It's kind of neat. Like, it's a little thing, don't get me wrong, it's a little aesthetic thing, but I appreciate it because it sort of is more indicative of your city growing. If only because, like, you see your population sprawl outside of just the city center. I dig it. Okay, let's see. My fucking vampire needs to finish healing. Baroness or whatever? Oh, Duchess. Duchess Harker, who apparently is, like, from Dracula. If you watched the last stream, you would... we were talking about the fact that Duchess Harker is from Dracula, and I have never read Dracula. Like, of all the things that I have read, I have 3 bookcases full of books that I have read. I have never read Dracula. That's something I'll have to pick up for, like, maybe winter break or something. That is a lie. I also have a whole other bookcase of books I need to read. Like, books that are on my reading list. Some of them are admittedly not... most of them are admittedly nonfiction, but that's the life of a sociologist. Like, I'm constantly reading nonfiction. Right now I'm reading a book called... Fuck, where are you? There it is. I'm reading a book called The Social Photo on Photography and Social Media by Nathan Jurgensen. And it's so good. It talks about, like, the development of social photography, which is to say, like, modern photography that isn't art, right? So, like, selfies and the development of, like, the social photo through Instagram and, like, the vintage filters that existed at the beginning of, like, sort of the Instagram era. And now, like, ethereal social photos, like on, like, self-destructing photos on, I guess you can do those on Instagram now, but also, like, Snapchat is the big thing, obviously. And he talks about how, like, for generations, people have thought of photos as something that sort of destroy nostalgia or a person's attachment to their memories of a thing. And that's a photography has long been associated with, like, death, right? So there were a lot of cultures that believed that getting your picture taken sort of took part of your soul / was sort of hampering your spiritual strength and stuff like that. But with the he posits that with the development of sort of the decaying social photo, we've ended up in a situation where these social photos are actually, like, reinforcing existence in the moment. So instead of causing people to step away from that moment and concentrate on being outside of their moment of existence, these decaying and ethereal, he calls them ethereal social photos, are actually creating an environment in which one has to really concentrate on being in the moment, because once that photo decays, it's gone. All you have is your memory of that moment. And I really appreciate that. A lot of my sociology work, I do visual methods, and that's like studying media and studying the way that people, specifically, I want to look at how people use social photography in an as a lens to show their world, right? So, like, there's this concept of phenomenology, which is the idea of how a person experiences things, or, like, phenomenology is the philosophical study of experiences in a general sense, although I'm sure that someone who focuses in phenomenology could give that a better description. But one of my sort of passion areas is social phenomenology, which is a thing that was used for a little bit in sociology back in like the 60s and 70s, and then it isn't quite as important anymore because, I don't know, like fucking hippies or something. But basically one of the things that I'm really big into is looking at how a person comes to experience like their identity. So identity is the core of most of my research interests. And I'm really interested in knowing like how people experience their identity and how they experience their identity in their social
Look back over the
world.
past.
So it's sort of
changing empires
in this
that rose
world
and fell,
of
and you
social
can foresee the
phenomenology
future
where
too.
sorry, I thought I was just talking over the game and it was probably really loud. It's sort of in the realm of social phenomenology where I'm looking at how a person's experience of their social world and of their identity changes their like actual knowledge of that, their social knowledge of that thing, or can change the experiences of other social constructs, like how does a person's phenomenology related to their identity impact how they form bonds and the social cohesion of their like groups, that they're, you know, their social groups. I'm I'm super interested in looking at that. I'm super interested in looking at how role exit, or like when a person stops being a part of one identity or stops being a part of a social dynamic which prizes that identity and moves into another. So for instance, one of the things that I'm really interested in, and this isn't part of my dissertation research, it's just something I'm super interested in, is looking at like trans youth and young adults from like evangelical slash fundamental Christian environments, because I'm interested in seeing how a person's shift in identity changes their experience of their religious identity. That's the thing I'm super interested in. My dissertation, I haven't written my prospectus or defended my prospectus yet, but what I would like to propose for my dissertation is to look at first generation students and how their identities are impacted or come to shift or come into conflict during their entrance into the academic environment and the identities that come from being an academic. I'm a first generation student. Neither of my parents ever went to college. I think my grandmother has a degree, but that's like kind of separated from me logistically. So I'm really interested because it is a thing that directly affects me, right? Like when I cannot remember a time when I didn't want to be a college professor. But, or rather, I can't remember a time when I didn't want to do a job that necessitated a PhD. Like I wanted to be an I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to be an anthropologist. I wanted to be, you know, a philosopher. I wanted to be a music professor. All of these things that I've wanted to do in my life all would have necessitated me getting a PhD. And oh yeah, there. And that is part of my core identity. Like that is what I've always wanted to be. I sort of gave up on it for a while because I thought I needed to be, quote, successful, and what that success looked like for me was having a job where I made a lot of money. So I started working in IT, and I started really concentrating on like shoring up my fiscal stability. And I'm in a place now where I realize that like that was not ever what success was meant to look like for me. And it made me miserable to be there for that reason. But here I am pursuing my lifelong goal, and I feel so out of place in academia most of the time. I mean, at the college that I got my master's degree at, it was mostly middle class and upper middle class students, especially that were my peers. I mean, my master's program, I had to do an internship in order to finish my master's, and in public policy, most of the internships that you can get without already knowing someone who can get you in are 40 hours a week and unpaid. And a lot of them are in Washington, D.C., or they're in New York City. And I don't know how a person lives in D.C. without an income. Or at least, like, what would that even look like? You'd have to work a full-time job after getting out of your full-time job. And have roommates. What kind of place of privilege does someone have to come from in order to be able to do that? Like, it's not even a thing I can fathom. I struggle with the mere thought of being able to not earn money and still pay my bills. It's not a thing that I can fathom. Because never in my life have I been able to even come close to doing that. So I have like this really strong. I've had to like have this really strong process of reconciling my identity as an academic with the notion that I don't necessarily fit into the mold of my peers. Oh, there are people in chat with me now, and I bet they were just being quiet because I was talking. But in actuality, like, I've just been gibbering because there was nobody in chat to talk with me. But I can't hear the people in chat with me, so let me try and fix my audio. Because maybe they were talking and I just couldn't hear them, and I was paying attention to the game and therefore didn't look. This is on me. I'm really sorry. Output device. When I first joined the voice chat, it made the ba-doop 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 sound, which implied to me that my audio was working. Oh. But I can hear you now.
I can hear you now.
Okay, so let me figure out how to get my headphones to work with audio so that people who might potentially be watching the stream, which looks like one person, oh my god, it's Rundown. That's so sweet. Thank you. But so that people who might be watching the stream, which is one person, aren't going to hear you guys twice. Let's see. Can I make you work? No, I cannot. F. And also now my microphone appears to be dead. Oh no, my microphone's not dead, but I still can't hear you guys.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, F! Yes, I can. That's perfect. Thank you.
You are welcome. And I wasn't saying anything earlier because I was just listening to the
ramble about my academic life. Yeah.
I legitimately thought Steve had asked you a question in which there was a long, like, well thought out answer, and I'm like, I'll jump in when there's a latent bit talk.
No, this is just so, like, I didn't realize that you guys were there, so I was just talking because I talk, because that's what I do. My throat is super dry, and I'm upset. Like, if I'm getting sick because of fatigue, not like sick, I'm not positive that I don't have COVID because I haven't been tested, but I haven't been in any environment in which I would be exposed to it. But if I'm getting sick because sometimes I get sick from fatigue, I'm going to be really pissed.
I'm kind of with you on that one, where, like, I'm just stupid tired, everything is sore, and, like, I haven't done...
Simon Bolivar.
Like, the one Saturday I hung out with you guys, it was like, that was it. Like, I've been doing nothing. So, like, the only way I'm catching it is, or getting sick is from not being outside.
Right. Simon Bolivar just denounced me because we're members of different secret societies. Fuck you, bro. And let's be completely honest with ourselves. Simon Bolivar was a fucking pro. Sorry, Steve, I interrupted you. I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. I decided a little while ago to give up on trying to get in contact with the DMV because the wait time kept going up, and I was sitting at over an hour on the phone, like over-hour wait time on the phone for about half an hour, and it just kept going up.
You can't do the things you need to do on the web portal?
No, what I need them to do is I need them to send a form to the New Hampshire RMV saying that yes, indeed, I did actually have a license recently. That is still valid. And
gotcha, because you're instead of just getting a new license from Massachusetts, you're transferring your license up to New Hampshire.
Yeah, which I have to do anyways, like legally have to do for my car.
I think you're supposed to do that, like, I don't know what the law is in New Hampshire, but I think in Massachusetts you're supposed to do that within 90 days unless you're a full-time student.
I was supposed to do this, like, last year.
God, that's right, you've been living in New Hampshire for over a year now. Oh, here's the colorized. So earlier I was explaining all of the mods that I have installed, and this one right here, I think I'm sharing my video to the Discord also, so you guys could see this. But this one is the colorized historical moments. So normally these would just all be sepia tone, but I have a mod that like sort of colors them in with like watercolor. I dig it.
Create with the heart.
That's cool.
Build with the mind.
You know, this week has on one hand completely sucked, and on the other hand, I've gotten some like really good news, kind of. Mostly the good stuff has happened at my work. So one of the things that I did was I talked to my floor manager, and I was like, "Hey, listen, I've noticed that in the pharmacy we have this thing called a product coordinator. They basically make sure that the orders that come in make it out to the machine so that they can get processed and filled and yada yada. We haven't had a solid one in a couple weeks, and I just kind of noticed this week. So I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm going to step up. I'm going to tell my floor manager I want to do this. She didn't come in. She had been out all week, and when I talked to her on Wednesday, I was like, hey, I'd like to do this. She's like, okay, that's awesome. We have one coming in from another shift, but I am more than happy to have you get trained as a backup.
Yeah.
And because of some of the work I was doing for the pharmacist, because I work really like closely with the pharmacist with my current position, one of the pharmacists basically gave a glowing review of some of the work that I did and told my floor manager that I was like the best control cage tech that they had on my shift, or
That's
really
awesome.
in the pharmacy. So it was one of those weeks, but now I'm like mildly stressing over other shit because harumph.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to figure out how the F I'm going to pay my car payment so that my car doesn't get repoed, because I'm already a couple of weeks late because I haven't been able to find a job.
How much is your car payment?
Like $450.
We might be able to help a little bit with that later.
It is, I believe the technical term is way too fucking much. but also I have spent the last few years recovering still from the credit ramifications of being homeless for like 2 years.
Fair enough.
It has been a long time coming. Also, the credit ramifications from to be appropriately vague for the wider internet, making a huge life choice which threw my emotional and financial well-being into complete upheaval. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way that I can put that in an internet-appropriate setting, because that is an aspect of my life that I'm not comfortable with making public.
Fair enough.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, that's right. I forgot that they get special fucking generals. God damn it. I haven't played Simón Bolívar yet. He's a relatively new addition. Yay! Joe just joined the JMS server.
Just graffiti?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Also, yeah. Internet things.
Cool.
I try really hard not to out people on the internet because I've been on the internet for a long time. I'm super amused that so many people just like have the— oh my god, even I do. That so many people just have their character name as their nickname. Still. But like even
Yeah.
I do. My nickname is still Flick. So
What is my... Oh, yeah, no, my nickname on here is COVID Steve.
yes it is.
Bree.
Yee.
Did I show you... Did you see pictures of Dr. Covington?
Yes, I think so. That's... maybe not. I may have. I don't know.
The Plague Doctor plushie that I have?
Yes, I have. I have seen those. That's so cool. I mean, it's not
They're
cool
making
because I shouldn't be happy about anything that is derived from COVID, but like it is, given the circumstances, cool.
I am. They are also apparently making a full-size squishable of that
Oh my god.
that I'm really tempted to get once I have things back under control. Oh, I am so looking for the. I'm so looking forward to the other chat later.
Oh my god, me too. I'm so excited.
So I just realized
What?
that since I backed the Kickstarter, I was unaware that I had earned the
Sorry.
secondary book, the companion.
Oh, the like mythology of the world or whatever?
Well, I get that, and like the companionship gives me creating purviews, creating pantheons, and all that.
Oh, cool. I
Oh, damn.
actually got pretty far along the character creation process last night when I couldn't sleep, so...
Yep. I mean, I've been like planning this thing for a while. It's just taken a while for me to like actualize pretty much any of it.
That's fair. I'm so excited.
I get to play. I don't have to run. I get to play.
Oh, that's right. You were running a Scion game for a while, weren't you? Are you still?
I've run multiple Scion games.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I've the one I was running got kind of shut down by my new job.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
just
fair.
life in general. But as much as I loved my old one, I wouldn't. I'm sorry, Dan. I wouldn't trade the game for my new job.
Oh, that's cool. I'm kind of like also happy it stopped because I have a problem with one of the players in the game, and it was wearing on me.
Understandable.
Yep.
Nothing
Oops.
against you.
So I decided that I need to like actually do some research on Mali because I thought that Mali was in a completely different place than it was. I was remembering an entirely incorrect history of this country, or rather this culture.
Mali or Bali?
Mali with an L. I'm with an L. They both have L's, Bree. With an M.
Ah, I thought you were talking about Molly, the party drug.
No,
That
no,
also jumped to mind.
no. I'm referring to Mali as in Mansa Musa, who is the leader that I'm playing in this game. And I apparently was completely misremembering all of Malian history.
The country in West Africa?
Yes, it is in West Africa. I thought it was in East Africa because I'm a dumb shit.
You at least knew that it was in Africa. It took me going to Wikipedia.
Oh. Okay, fair. I also knew that Timbuktu was in Mali, but for some reason, I didn't put together that Timbuktu is on the border of the Sahara.
It is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. I thought Timbuktu was in Australia.
In what world? Okay. Honestly, I really should have known that. Once upon a time, I took the State Department exam to try and be a diplomat, to be in the diplomatic service. So I really should have known.
Fucking looking.
What'd you say?
I've been playing a game called Dead Cells, and I've been absolutely like fucking struggling to find this one path because it's a roguelike Metroidvania game.
Oh, okay. Ooh! Ooh!
I've heard of that one. It's supposed to be so good.
It
I just got John the
really is.
Baptist. Now I can found a religion. Dude, I have this... I sort of hate myself for how much I use dude as, like, a general interrogative. Interrogative? No, oh, god damn it. It's been too long
The thing
since
you make when you need to make noise.
Yee. Also the fact that I say yee.
I get a lot of friends that do that, which is weird.
But...
Every time I hear Yee, all I can think of is the TikTok version of Give Me the Beat Boys.
Oh my god. Yeah. But...
Give me the Bleach Boys and eat my soul. I wanna get tossed in whole and free real estate.
I mean, don't worry about swearing. I swear all the time. I marked my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel as adult content.
Okay. Give me the Bleach Boys, eat my soul. I wanna get tossed in a fucking hole and it's free real estate.
I cannot prevent myself when I'm ranting about random shit from dropping the F-bomb. I just can't do it. I wish that I could sometimes. I can when I'm in front of a classroom or if I'm in front of, like, I don't know, parents or people I have to be respectful around or something.
Sentence enhancer.
Yee. Yees. Yees. This is very true. That's why I say yee, because I used to say yees.
Yep. Oh god. Who puts an acid pit at the bottom of a hole that I have to jump down? That guy's a dickbag.
Me. That is something I would do to my D&D players.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Sir, you are a dickbag.
Well, so I mean, yes, but also my last D&D game, I'm running a D&D game that's based on like sort of a classical Greek mythological world.
Yep.
It is classical Greece, but the players are Hellenic heroes, and
Oh.
I made them fight 2 Cyclops. They're only level 5. They fought 2 Cyclops in the last session. Cyclops are CR 6. They're
Yeah, you were
level 5. If it weren't for the fact that they were very, very, very intelligent in their approach, they would have TPK'd. But, to be fair, when I started the game, I told them all, this game is going to be heroic in difficulty. So, I have this mod called Historical Religions. I forget who the guy's name is, but whatever. It's called Historical Religions. And in that mod, it adds, like, fucking 100, like, actual historical religions. Oh, these are the custom ones still, but... Like... Like, I don't even know what most of these are, but... Like, Fox and Owl Cult... Fucking Shenism... But, like, there are actual, like, real-world historical religions, and I absolutely love it. Especially because they have all of... I said this earlier, but they have all... What is the one with the skull? Oh, Paulo. They have all of, like, the major schools of Hinduism. So I actually get to do, like, Vaishnavism. Or Vaishana. Vaishnavism. Oh, no, I don't like that. But, like, I can actually do the school of Hinduism that I follow, and they also have, like, a bunch of the others. They, instead of just having, like, Islam, they have, like, Sunni and, like, all of the different schools of Islam. It's so fucking cool. The Roman imperial cult, Mithraism. It's such a cool fucking mod.
Can you do Orphic? Like Orphic Dionysusm?
Mysteries, they have mysteries, which I think would probably be the equivalent of that. Let's see. Let me keep going.
Probably the next closest thing.
They have Druidism, Dreamtime, Pentecostalism.
Build a cave with monsters that release exploding fucking...
They have Jehovah's Witnesses and Latter-day Saints and Adventism, like... Society of Friends. Oh my god. Let's see... There's a whole section of Greek things, if I remember correctly, but I think I probably already went past them. I think that Mysteries is probably the closest to that.
Probably.
Platonism? Numanism? Oh my god. It's just... I just love this mod.
Crypt lead to the sepulcher? I don't know. Am I fucking myself over? Most likely. Do I not get to heal?
Let's see, what am I gonna do?
Where's Vampire? There it is. And you've taken away my ability to heal. You're fucking cunt bag.
Here we go. Prosperity Doctrine. Can purchase commercial hub, entertainment complex, and water park buildings with faith. And then, I think, if I remember correctly, there is a building that also provides gold. The Bethmonda. That must be one that's added by an expansion. Or maybe it's something that would... I mean a mod, but it could be expansion. Oh my god, that's so cool!
Sorry.
That makes me
That
excited.
was a run and a half, and now I have to find the item in the middle of this place. Cool!
I am 8 era score away from not being in a Dark Age. How many turns? 33 minimum turns.
You got that.
Yeah, I'm sure I can. Especially because I haven't explored most of the world still.
Yeah.
No, you can eat my ass with a straw, bro. Someday I want to play with Canada, so I've read that Canada is the easy... Really? You won't come for me, Simon Bolivar? You gonna come for me? I'm not giving you horses. This early in the game, giving you horses is signing my own death certificate.
Ignores? Oh, you have given me a health blast. Halfway decent human being.
Why can't I build an archer here? Is it not my turn?
Oh my
No,
god.
it is not, it is not my turn. That's why I can't build an archer. Hashtag, you're a dumb bitch. Oh god. I'm worried that my vampire is gonna die. Although I'm pretty sure... Wait. Oh, yeah, see, I have +4 from barbarian. This unit has +4 from barbarians that have died near the vampire. So, basically, the vampire units, anytime it kills something or something dies near it, it gets a bonus for the rest of the game. So it just gets, like, stronger and stronger and stronger as the game goes.
See, the thing that would terrify me about that is if I ran into another world leader who was like, ah, yes, a fellow member of my secret society. And it's like,
Oh my god, and you guys just, like,
dear.
had your vampires kill each other over and over and over? Oof. I don't know... Okay, so, I admit, Firaxis has a habit of missing things that are horrendously exploitable. So, I want to say that they wouldn't allow that, but I cannot in good faith say that I believe they wouldn't allow that. After all, for over 2 years, you were able to get religious benefits multiple times by just hitting escape and enter at the same time when you chose them.
Yep.
Okay, love.
Yeah, so I used to, like, if I really wanted to, like, just be a complete fucking cockswizzle, I would end up with, like, 18 settlers right at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Camelot's mate, Duke Edward started to run drills.
Near the
Okay.
Massages, opposite
Oh, cool.
Laodicea, is Hierapolis,
Pamukkale.
where are hot springs and a plutonium, both of which have some singular properties. The water of the springs is so easily
Hello?
consolidated
People still
to
there?
become
Or did I
stone
disconnect?
that
You're
it
here.
is conducted
You're here.
through
Okay.
watercourses. Dams
What?
formed consisting of a single
Hold
piece
on.
of stone.
This is a real-world hot spring, which it is a hot spring with plutonium in it.
Well, I mean,
No.
that's how they're heating the water, clearly.
That's so fucking cool. Oh, now I got the Hermetic Order. Cool. To the governor screen. I believe that gives me a free governor. It does. That's awesome.
God, I have 2 bosses. Which means I'm going to die now. I am not smart. Why did I come down here?
I believe that your first statement answered your question.
I'm just going to never stop attacking.
Yay, my scout got a promotion. And now I'm only 5 era score away from not having a dark age, and then I can concentrate on not only not having a dark age, but on having a golden age. So apparently in order to be a Twitch affiliate, you need 50 followers, and I'm never going to have that.
What do you have right now?
6.
Okay. I mean, you could probably get that. That's not like an impossibility.
I mean, except that anytime I do anything on the internet, no one pays attention.
Is that the spider rune? Oh dear God, yes. But like, brain. How do I brain? I don't know what I did, but I did it. Did that open doors? Do I only have one teleporter? Wow. Oh, I did it bad. I did a very bad thing. Why am I alive?
Ooh, another era score. Ooh, and now I can build temples.
Because he takes seriously what the gods made.
I pressed the button that... Oh my God, it does open all the doors.
God damn it. Where the fuck? Oh, it's up here. Okay. Oh, fuck yes, I can get it just by getting... Awesome. So political philosophy lets you opens up the 3 first-tier governments, which are super important. Hatusa!
What time is it? Change my clothes. Be the king of... There is a small problem with this level now.
I'm trying to think of an appropriately industrial game that I can just, like, play for 12 hours on Monday.
An industrial game?
I don't know, like something that is appropriate for Labor Day.
Huh. I didn't even think of that. I just found out today I don't have to work on Labor Day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there was a chance that we were going to have to, but it depended on how caught up we could get on our orders.
Ah. Oh, F! I totally forgot I have a Star Wars game to run on Sunday. That's okay. I'll figure it out. I never have any idea what the players are going to want to do, so I end up pulling half the encounters out my ass anyway. Like, I have an overarching story, but I generally end up having to pull every encounter out of my ass.
Welcome to the club. Like,
as opposed to D&D, where I use Astral Tabletop in D&D, and I built an absolutely gigantic fucking map of an area that they're currently exploring. And they're just, like, going through exploring it. Basically having one major encounter a day.
Yep.
Because between each encounter, they have to take a long rest. Or else they'll all die.
So they're going through this giant dungeon, and it's going to take them weeks.
Uh-huh. It's not even a dungeon. It's a mountaintop.
Oh my God. That statement about you being a dickbag still holds true.
Fantastic time to join the conversation.
Hello!
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty well. How are you?
Oh,
I mean, not so much for Steve, but...
I'm gonna go acquire food. And
Oh, I
figure out
should-
why there's a backing up alarm.
I should do that at some point, huh? I have a protein bar, so I can just eat that for now. I also have 130 proof coffee.
Say what now?
I made cold brew with grain alcohol, and then I diluted it 2 parts coffee to 1 part simple syrup. So I have 130 proof coffee that is actually very tasty.
Bree, darling, you can't live off of booze.
That's the only alcohol I have in my house right now. Unfortunately, because it's just like straight black cold brew, I think that I'm gonna have to acquire, like, I guess I could try and put oat milk into it. Because it's got like that sort of astringent cold brew flavor, which all cold brew has. There's nothing you can do about that. But like, you can't taste the alcohol so much. It's super smooth. It's been aging. Like I brewed it or whatever. I infused it, and then I've been letting it sit since June. Just like mellowing and developing, and it is so good. The lid to the jar was frozen shut when I tried to open it last night, though, so I ended up having to like snap the lid in half in order to get it open, and now I'm gonna have to transpose it into another vessel, or see if I have another ball jar lid. Which in theory I do.
I remember hearing you start to say something, Joe. Sorry we interrupted you. What was it?
No, that's all right. I was saying when Bree asked how I was doing, I was like, I just finished my first week of professional developments.
Ah.
Oh, goody.
When does school start for you?
It was supposed to be originally the 31st of August, but we're not starting until September 16th.
Oh, wow.
And we're all remote, so I'm not
Yeah.
going back into the building anytime soon.
Big same.
Oh, if I was, I would be resigning my job from my job. For I am high risk and medicate my asthma every day, so no.
Yep. As much as it sucks that my first year of my PhD is going to be remote, I also would not want to be going into campus.
I've already told a few trusted colleagues that if we go back too soon, I will still be resigning from my job.
Yeah,
I don't
I
blame
mean-
you.
You've got to take care of you.
Well, I'm also, at the same time, I'm also in a situation where I can afford to do that because my awesome wife makes enough money to keep us afloat.
That's fair.
Solid.
I'm a grad student. I barely make enough money to keep myself afloat.
Yeah, but don't they say that's part of the struggle? What a crock.
Yeah, right? Something about an $18,000 stipend just isn't cutting it, apparently.
Imagine that.
Living in Boston. If I was doing my
Oh.
PhD at UMass Amherst, my stipend would be like $24,000 in Amherst.
24,000. That's almost my salary. I'm a paraprofessional. I make garbage for money.
Also, at UMass Amherst, I would only be working a 10-hour-a-week assistantship. In Boston, I'm working a 20-hour-a-week assistantship. So, yeah, my stipend is less than half of what it would be if I was at UMass Amherst.
Man,
Damn.
man.
Hey. Hey, you little piece of shit. Who stole my suzerain status?
Kill him.
Probably
I mean, it's
fucking
it's not a
John
big deal
Curtin.
to lose suzerain over a city-state.
It is when you have your diplomat there and you get double their luxury and strategic resources when you're suzerain.
Oh shit, yeah. That sucks.
Oh, and Bree, I heard your comment on Twitch earlier saying that you'll never get affiliate. I could pimp out your stream on my stream and probably get you affiliated pretty quickly.
I mean, you don't have to, but I wouldn't complain.
I will do what I can.
What's the affiliate?
I was fortunate enough to land in the DC Legends community, and they like rallied people, and I got affiliated within a week of starting my stream.
Oh my god.
There are days I miss DC Legends.
The game has improved immensely, and I didn't realize how big the community was until I actually got into a good alliance.
Correct me if I'm wrong. DC Legends is now like player owned in the sense of like they stopped their servers and the players were like, I guess we're gonna run our own shit.
No, that's I think you were thinking of DC Universe Online, and that's still a live game.
Okay.
It's free to play now, though.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the one I was thinking of. I don't think I ever played DC Legends.
DC Legends is a mobile game.
Yeah, no, I was thinking DC Universe Online.
It's still. As a matter of fact, they just this past summer they released it for the Nintendo Switch, so the game is still actually very active.
Yeah, it is actually a really good game. It's actually a really fun game. I just I couldn't afford, like, you can play the game and have a really good time without having to have a subscription, but you have to fork out a fair amount of cash to get the current content.
Does not bring you happiness,
and power sets.
will at least help you be miserable.
Yeah, I kind of just hit the point where I was like, I don't play with anyone, and since I play on my PS4, being part of chat with anyone is...
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's the same reason why I stopped playing FF14, is I didn't like the changes they made. Because, you know me, I play a healer primarily, and the way I learned how to play a healer was in WoW. And
yeah, it's very different now.
Yeah, they don't like that healing style in FF14. And I'm like, I don't know any other way to play a healer, guys, and trying to DPS and heal at the same time.
Especially endgame content. If Final Fantasy XIV, if you're not putting out DPS, then that's a problem. And as a matter of fact, if you don't put out DPSs all classes, you could fail a endgame raid.
Yep. So I stopped playing because I was like, I'll try a DPS class, except most of the DPS classes, I think the only one that I played that I particularly liked was Red Mage.
Red Mage is a lot of fun.
Red Mage is a lot of fun, and it's like, I loved it because it was like a beautifully like animated class.
Come for me, Simone.
And
come for me, you motherfucker. I swear to God, I'll conquer your ass.
In my fucking days, I used to play Rift.
I played that. I played it in beta.
Yeah, me too. I played it. I played it when it was pay to subscribe or pay to play, and friggin', I played, what was it, a Chloromancer?
No, yeah.
Speaking of MMOs, I was supposed to be setting Star Wars up on my other laptop. I convinced Chris to try out SWTOR, but his laptop doesn't support it, so I have to set it up on my old MacBook. Which, wonderfully enough, my MacBook does not have Mac OS on it anymore, because I soldered off the chip that prevents you from installing Windows Native.
Okay.
Because that's what happens when you're, deep into IT management and also don't want a Mac. But your company only buys Mac hardware.
Of course, I say all those things earlier, and now I play Guild Wars 2, where you don't have a healer class. Anyone can be a healer, in theory.
What the fuck is taking up so much space? Winterstat to the rescue! Program data, huh?
Game setup, but pretty-ish. Fucking last night, I thought I was going to bed, and then I decided to check out an old, like, LARP roleplay server-y thing that, like, helped you find LARPs, and it was mostly dead, and I was kind of disappointed. Until someone came on and said, hey, I've got a game of 10 Candles going to be run through Zoom. So I played 10 Candles last night.
Ugh.
Holy crap. Like, that guy who was running 10 Candles had me crying by the end of the night.
How fucking
Crying
big
in laughter or
is
crying in
SWTOR?
fear?
Positive bleed.
Very well, positively got it.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with 10 Candles, but the game is effectively set up so that the world is... You are not playing to win, you are not playing to lose, you are playing to suffer. The world is set up so that, like, the big bad boogeyman has taken over the world. It doesn't exist in the light, so in order to stay alive, you have to stay in the light. If you've ever seen Chronicles of Riddick Pitch Dark, imagine that.
So the way the World of Darkness was supposed to be.
Basically, if you walk... Well, except for the fact that, like, the light actually, like, scares and hurts the big...
Ah.
But, like, the goal of each individual PC isn't, like, to figure out what the thing is and beat it. The goal is to be like, man, ever since the world went to shit, like, X days ago, I just need to find my wife, my husband, you know, my partner, and just be like, I just need to know they're okay before I die.
God damn it, I keep forgetting to buy another archer.
And, like, I was just running through the game, and, like, the game is largely cooperatively story told, and, like, you have to understand, like, people who play for mechanics cannot play this game. Because the rules go, if you win the dice throw, you take narrative control. If the storyteller wins the dice throw, he takes narrative control. So, like, you have to be willing to make things get worse in order to get better. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, I win, so I kill the guy and move on to the next. That doesn't really do anything for you.
I'll be back in 1 second, guys.
Yep. And, like, your character sheets are literally just 4 sentences. It's so beautiful because, like, your 4 sentences are, at the best of times, I have blank. At the worst of times, I have blank. I have hope when, and then you fill in, you know, like, just conditional statement. And the last one is, when the chips are down, I have blank. And the cool punch to the gut is, you write the first one, you keep that. You write the second one, you give that to your left. You write the third one, you give that to your right, and you write the fourth one, you give that to your left.
Just realign it.
Interesting.
So, like, effectively, like, the best of times was, like, when I remember that, like, I've got a full family waiting for me back in Oklahoma. Like, we lived in the middle of a forest, they could have fires burning, there could be a home for me to go to. And then the worst of times was when I fall into despair and drink myself out of it. So I became an alcoholic. I'll Have Hope When was super awesome for me because someone passed me the I'll have hope when I rekindle a romance with another party member, effectively. which means there's another party member that I can totally have my character fall head over heels for on the way back to my family, which made me an adulterer, which was like a super awesome twist.
Nice.
And then when the chips are down, that got passed to me, which is like super awesome because it's a thing that another PC has seen you do. So it's not like it's a secret. Another PC knows you've done this. And when the chips are down, I have stolen from the less fortunate.
Okay, I'm back.
So effectively how those work is like when that opportunity shows itself, and you have to do them in order, you can burn that card. And that card basically gives you a guaranteed success.
Nice.
Yep, it's super awesome. I super love it. Like the only card that's different is the hope card, and the hope card is like when you get it, instead of rolling successes on 5s because it's a D6 system, you roll successes on 4s. If you fail that I have hope when scenario, you roll successes on 6s instead.
Ooh.
And then when the chips are down is literally like when you do it, if you succeed, you keep the card so you can keep doing it. And effectively, it gets to the point where like the game clock runs out and you can no longer roll dice. So the storyteller is just looking at you going, you try to do this and this bad thing. It is such a good, like, awful story to just watch people get picked off one by one and watch the infighting of people as they sit there and be like, you're a terrible person, you stole from them, that's gonna kill them. And I'm just sitting there like, yes, but we're going to live.
Nice. That sounds interesting.
It's a super cool game. I totally plan on running it at some point once this whole mess clears up live, so I can have a bunch of players sit there and just be awful people to each other. But like, I also have to look at the group of people that's showing up and be like, I need a group of people that can actually sit down and be awful people to each other. And in the end of it, just kind of go, great game, and you know, hug it out instead of like, wow, you're all dicks, I never want to be friends with you again.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to be very careful with the type of players you pick for something like that.
Yep.
That sounds like more of a friendship killer than Monopoly.
I mean, it's not diplomacy.
That's fair.
But like, man, that game was a friggin' ride. Like, when I say I was crying, I was teary-eyed at the end. Like, there's no like hiding shame there. I was looking at the other players and being like, wow, I'm not the only one crying.
Nice.
Super excited. Like not even just I'm going outside of that. I've got a lot of tabletop games that are starting up that I'm super excited for.
Huh. Apparently my primary partition on this MacBook is only 100 gig. So I get to delete functionally everything off of it except for Discord and SWTOR.
Oof.
This machine will only play SWTOR.
I mean, pretty much. But to be fair, that is its purpose right now. Its purpose is to let Chris play Star Wars with us.
Fair enough.
It has no other purpose. This is a MacBook that is it has been sitting on my desk as a fucking paperweight for a year. I occasionally use it as a second interface when I'm streaming, but only very occasionally. Why the fuck do I have SQL Server installed on here? God. This is my old work computer, can you tell?
Oh, where's my card?
Vizio is a whole gig? What the fuck? I hate that I'm counting gigs. I have literally not counted gigs in years. I'm angry
You gotta go
about it.
kill shit now.
I'm
Thanks.
fucking angry about it.
Oh wow. I need to
Can just
release
hide
some
four
friggin'
Windows things.
there's some storage that needs to be taken care of here.
Sort by size. There we go. Oh yeah, no, I can definitely delete R. I guarantee you nobody's going to need to be doing statistical analysis on this computer anytime soon.
Programs and
I can't uninstall SQL for some reason. It's being a giant pain in the ass. So instead, I'm gonna jump over that and go to uninstalling other things.
What the fuck is taking up so much space on my fucking computer?
It's a good question.
Like, 10 gig game is the biggest thing I have, but like I only have 180 gigs out of like a terabyte left.
App data?
Maybe I gotta figure out how to deal with that now.
Download Windirstat. WINDIRSTAT. It is a utility that was built fucking forever ago, but it is the best way to figure out where all your fucking space is. It's one of the first things I install on any computer. Because like I can see, yeah, I can see right now that I have 18 gigs worth of app data, and almost all of it is from Photoshop and Lightroom.
Where do I do? Okay, alternative download source. Ah, FossHub. There it is.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it was built for Windows 95, probably because it fucking was.
Doesn't matter as long as it does what it's supposed to.
Exactly. They haven't had to change it because it does what it needs to do.
I was gonna say, like, if the GUI is bad, but the program does what it needs to, like, and by bad I just mean not aesthetic, I don't care.
Right, it's also a utility program. Like, you're not using it because of how it looks. You're using it because you need the utility of, where is all of my space?
Yes.
Like, I hadn't realized that I didn't delete all of my old photos off of this computer yet.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna need to figure out what the fuck this is all about. And it is working. Oh, it's all Pac-Man oriented. That's adorable.
what?
Huh?
What do you mean Pac-Man oriented?
There's like little things that are running in the background and they look like Pac-Mans as they're trying to figure out the
Oh.
percentages of how fucked I am.
Oh, yes, correct. I totally missed what you were talking about. I was like, what?
Oh, it is not happy with my computer.
I'm sure.
It
Ooh.
is currently not responding. I'll give it a couple.
Yeah, just give it a minute or two. It takes some time sometimes.
Well,
Especially if you've got like a
considering
really, really big hard drive.
Yeah, I figured it's the first run and it's a terabyte this thing's going through. It's probably like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Especially if it's basically full.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be like, oh, by the way, all your shit's in like cookies and you have to get rid of your cookies, I'd be like, oh.
It'll also tell you, it will also tell you what kinds of files, like, on the right-hand side, it'll tell you based on extension. So, like, for instance, I can see that I apparently have 20 gigs of Tor files.
Bronze is the mirror of the form. Wine.
I should not have clicked anything until it was completed. Now I have to wait longer.
Ooh, bronze working.
Oh, another half an hour until I can start Scion.
Oh my god. Oh, until you can start Scion. I thought you were talking about your computer.
No. No, this laptop, while it's a little bit on the older side, it was built for gaming, so it's pretty, like, not shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty actually. The gaming laptops are very, very solid.
Yeah, that's what my new laptop is. My new laptop has 32 gigs of memory and a high-end graphics card in it.
What does mine have?
Which is why I get so frustrated when things lag.
Yeah.
But also, it's still a laptop graphics card. So, like,
yeah.
I understand it. It's just frustrating. It's part of the reason why I'm going to build a desktop once I get my stipend.
Yeah, like if I ever hit like a good chunk of money, I would definitely start using this laptop more as a travel laptop and build myself like a pretty solid desktop.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna build a desktop to use for like gaming and streaming and photo editing and video editing, and then I'm gonna use my laptop primarily for school and for my research and data analysis and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do this again. But I'm gonna have to crash Star Wars because it apparently stopped downloading because I needed space. And now it won't let me close it. It's always cool. I always love when that happens. Nope, that's function. I need control.
What's a good game I can play while this thing like tears my computer into pieces?
Solitaire?
I could steal the Switch from my wife.
Okay, yes, but also I value your existence.
I'm glad you went there first, Bree.
I'll placate her with food.
Ah, oh my god. I like want food that isn't cereal so fucking badly.
Yeah, unfortunately, I also want food, but I don't want to go out to go get food.
Yeah, because you live in the middle of fucking nowhere, like some kind of simian.
Listen.
I can't imagine living in a place where I can't, like, order food.
So I will be back in about 30 minutes because I have to take care of animals.
What the fuck? Okay,
believe me, I moved out here out of like because one, stupidly cheap rent, and two, relationships.
That's valid.
But oh boy. I don't want to be. If I could live someplace slightly more civilized, I would, but I also am currently living in New Hampshire, so civilization is a concept.
What else can I delete? It's so weird to me to be dealing with this hard drive not being big enough. Also, I totally forgot that Star Wars is like a fucking 60 gig game.
What?
Yeah. It's goddamn gigantic.
I was contemplating like joining you guys on there, but now I'm not so certain that
You totally can.
I already have one MMO on here.
One of us. My goal is to eventually have enough people that I can get 8 people online at once to run a fucking op. Because currently I can never get more than 4 or 5 at a time.
I am also.
So it's usually just
I am
me,
what is
Taz,
considered
and...
a bad nerd.
Why?
I like while I like quite a bit of Star Wars, like I like some of the lore, for the most part, the fandom drives me up a goddamn wall.
I mean, big same. Many Star Wars fans make me incredibly incensed.
It's also like a big part of the fandom, like a big part of the lore makes me very incensed because it is very much there is a black and there is a white, or there is a right way and there is a wrong way, and there is no middle ground. Because if you go the middle ground, you automatically become a bad guy. It's like, but that's not how.
I mean, to a certain extent, that is less so now. Although, who fucking knows? Because rumors are abound that apparently they're going to move the fucking whole new trilogy out of canon and into the AU.
Why?
Fucking, I don't know. Because people bitched about the new trilogy. Which is part of the reason why I get so upset with the goddamn fandom, because I genuinely enjoyed the new trilogy. That said, I am not a person that thinks that the only way Star Wars ought to be is the way it was in 1976. I genuinely enjoyed the prequels. Hayden Christensen made me want to punch him in the face a lot, but that's just because he didn't show emotion for, like, I don't know, 10 years of his life or something.
He knows how to show emotion?
Writing.
At least on the prequels. Anakin has, like, one setting, and it is angry. And it makes me really upset. But, like, I'm not someone that's gonna shit on Star Wars because of Jar Jar, for instance. I understand that character, and I think that it is not a terrible character.
I think he's annoying, but...
But he's supposed to be. Like, do I think the character is obnoxious? Absolutely. Do I think that the entirety of the prequels are trash because of one character? 100% no. But there are lots of Star Wars fans who would disagree with me. What time is it? 1:37. Okay. So I've basically got to end the stream just before 2 o'clock for our Scion meeting. And I have to remember that. My original intention was to start at 11, but I gave Chris a ride to work, so I can...
How is Chris doing? I haven't really heard much from them.
Pretty well. I mean, they're back to work and stuff, so that's good.
Yep.
I know that they're really happy that I'm living here now. Although, as I've been, like, starting to stream and stuff, they've been spending more and more time hanging out in my room with me.
Aww.
Well, just because, like, I used to hang out in the living room and watch TV and movies and stuff all the time, and now I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I've got an archer who's gonna fuck my day up, and I've got a spearman that I think I can kill in one shot. I can. Cool. And now my vampire gets stronger. No shit! That village just gave me a governor title? Fuck yes.
Apparently you're the one in charge now.
That's fucking awesome. Okay, so at Initiate, so the Sanguine Pact, this is the Vampire Secret Society. At Initiation, gain a vampire unit in your capital. At Ritual, gain a vampire unit in your capital, and allows your vampires to construct vampire castles. So I can't get that until the medieval era. Ooh, I'm gonna go with you so I can get tax collector. Not right away, but eventually. Let's do that one. Confirm.
Oh.
What are you doing now, little scout? Oh, fuck, I've got this whole area over here that I haven't scouted yet, and it's right next to one of my cities. Oh my god, I am one
Tell
era
us, leader,
score
why do we
away.
not go there? It's a silly place.
Where?
Anywhere outside of our city. It's a silly place.
Okay, 10 to 39 turns. I need one era score in order to not have a Dark Age. Oh, there are 2 people watching now. No shit. Hello, second person. I also have 7 followers now. That's boss 2.
Joe, did you do a thing?
I didn't, but however, my wife has been listening this entire time.
I noticed that. Hello.
Hello, lady. Miss your face.
I have to have some kind of amusing emote. I've unlocked a ton because I've been a subscriber to a bunch of different channels. Getting that free subscription thing, like, that's where it's at. You can support your friends regularly.
Oh, the Twitch Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, you anyone who has a Twitch account can connect it to their Amazon and subscribe to someone for free for a month. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. So, like, I used to be a part of a 7th Sea game on a stream run by this guy named James, and
See, sorry.
I know. I have been considering whether or not I could start running my game again. But I subscribed to him for like 8 months. So he had like a regular subscriber every month for 8 months because I had Twitch Prime.
Bree was awesome and was my first subscriber last night on my stream.
Didn't they come out with like a new version of 7th Sea?
7th Sea 2nd edition, 100%,
Yeah.
and that's what my game was. I was running a 2nd edition. game.
I have several of the books that I've never used.
I have. Let's see, which ones do I not have? So I backed it on Kickstarter for like $500 or something. Because that was back when I was working in IT, so I could afford to do that. And also, 7th Sea is my favorite setting ever built ever by anyone, and I love John Wick. And John Wick, although he can do wrong, is also a god amongst men. I digress. What was I saying? I was saying a thing. Oh, so the ones that I don't have are... Actually, Heroes and Villains, which was the first one made. I don't have that one in hard copy because it's basically just a bunch of character profiles. And then the only other one I don't have is The New World, which is the one
I
that's
actually have
about,
Heroes
like...
and Villains. That's one of
Do
the
you?
ones I have.
Yeah. The New World is the one that's about, like, Central and South America, and I don't have that one, just because when I had to pick what books I was going to get, like, that one wasn't... Oh, Land of Fire and Gold. I don't have that either, now that I think about it, and that one's about Africa. And those are, honestly, like, the stuff in the New World book and the stuff in the Land of Fire and Gold book, that's stuff that, like, the fact that it exists is great, but, like, I, as a white person from North America, don't feel comfortable running those settings. So my games
Fair.
almost always just take place in Thea. That said, my sister is from Mexico and wanted to play a character that had a connection to the Aztec allegory culture. And I was like, 100%, you're fucking Mexican. You know that stuff, and I'm willing to let you do that. But we're not going to be running sessions there. Her character was ridiculous. Her name was Julia Montoya. And the character was a mix of Julio from El Dorado and Inigo Montoya. And she owned...
Please tell me that she used the line, please.
I don't know that she had an opportunity to.
Ah.
But also, she owned a ship, and her ship was called the Seductress, because her character was also an unabashed lesbian who hit on the Queen of Avalon every single time they were in her court.
I mean, I've played one game of 7th Sea where I played a noble of Avalon, and my gay ass hit on the Queen of Avalon every chance I got.
Yeah, she was a Castilian and not a noble.
I also had very, very strange glamour legend, because I had access to the Avalon book, and the Avalon book gives you some very...
Oh, I have every
interesting...
first edition 7th Sea book until they started putting them in D20.
I tended to stay away from the magic system because it just confused me.
The old magic system was kind of confusing. The new magic system, I actually find it really, really kind of elegant. There's a couple of them that are a little bit kind of touchy and complexity. Like, what is it called? Ceteris or whatever? Ceteris, the one where you're, like, making pacts with demons. That one can be a little bit touchy in complexity, but at the same time, it's so fucking cool!
I don't know that one. Which country had that one?
It's from the Sarmatian Commonwealth, which is a new nation in 2nd edition. So basically, they made a new nation called the Sarmatian Commonwealth, and what it is it's sort of one part, like, Ukrainian, oligarchy and one part, like, Polish democracy. Because the Polish Diet was a democracy. So in the game, what happens is that the king is upset about nobles just, like, making rules in the Diet that are just, like, abusing the common people. And he's just pissed about the fact that his subjects that he loves are being abused by nobles. So he declares every citizen of his country to be of the equivalency of lord, which means everyone in the country has the right to go into the parliament.
That's
Awesome.
wonderful.
And the magic that the Sarmatian Commonwealth has are basically, it's pact magic, where you're making pacts with demons. I love the Sarmatian Commonwealth. I think they're super cool.
I think the last time I played 7th Sea, I played an Ison.
That makes sense. You were about to say the last...
Gauntleted fist with a big sword.
Yeah. Yeah. You started to say the last time I played 7th Sea, and all I could think was you played an Eisenfaust?
Yep.
Thing is, if like you go into so they did a historical book for the Ison where it actually talks about what the country's magic was.
Oh, yes.
When they had proper nobility, their magic was fucking terrifying.
The Noct sorcery. Oh no, Noct was in the Die Kreuzritter book. Let's see, what was Ison?
They were entropy. They controlled entropy.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, no, that was some bullshit.
I love that, Bree, that you were not surprised by what I had just said, by the way.
No, 100%. I know who you are as a person. There were two options that I could think of. Either Vestaman Navanyar Berserker or Panzer Fist Ison.
Yep, Panzer Fist Ison it was.
There are only two things I could envision you playing.
Are the French still? Is it still post French Revolution?
It was never. It was never post French Revolution. They released a book about the Montaigne Revolution, but
I thought the whole thing with the Montaignes is that the nobles were illegal and now they couldn't use their magic and gloves were illegal.
No, 100% not. They released a book about the about the Montaigne Revolution where all of that happens, but that was literally the last book that they published before the game line was stopped. I don't have that book. I want it really badly, but online it's $60. And also, I sort of stopped trying to seek out first edition books because second edition came out. So again, this is going to be me where people are like, the old is always better. And I'm like, no, get fucked. I actually really like the second edition system better because it's considerably more fluid in terms of roleplay purpose. There's very little crunch to it.
I think the only thing I miss about the old system is that it's no longer connected to the L5R universe.
Yeah, so that said, Kitai is a thing that they started developing, and I'm super excited for Kitai. I like L5R, don't get me wrong, but I think L5R took on a lot of life that I don't like. Whereas Kitai is basically going to be an actual representation of Asian culture.
Rather than a melting pot hodgepodge of stereotypes?
Right, exactly. So basically, everything that John Wick did for the second edition of 7th Sea, in terms of trying to make it culturally appropriate to the places that he was talking about, Kitai is going to be the same thing, except it's going to be pan-Asian with different nation/cultures based on all of the different cultures in Europe, in Asia. Everything from
that was always the big flaw with L5R.
Right. Everything from Pacific Islanders to the Indian subcontinent to the fucking Han Chinese. All of it will exist in Kitai. And they released a preview of it, but also, and they also kickstarted it. But also, then John ran out of money and got into a giant car crash and had to lay off all of his staff, and then Chaosium took over the lines, and now he's the project lead for Chaosium on 7th Sea and Kitai. So things only started moving again in the last few months, but I just got the PDF for the new Secret Societies book. So, like, books are starting to get ready to be published again. That said, they're not going to send out any more physical books until all of the books are done, because they want to send them all out in one big batch.
Oh, right on.
That's actually really smart.
It makes sense in terms of shipping costs, right? So, like, shipping costs were wicked expensive for them, which is part of the reason why, even though it is the largest role-playing Kickstarter in history, they also ran out of money. Seventh Sea is, like, in the top 5 of largest Kickstarters ever.
That's pretty cool.
He put it up originally with a goal of... I think he put it up with a goal of somewhere on the order of $100,000 or something, because he was just going to work on it himself. And it ended up being kickstarted for something like $12 million. Every day he was having to put up new stretch goals. Because he'd be like, here's this new stretch goal. If you guys hit this, we'll make this book, expanding the world of Thea. And, like, every time a new stretch goal was put up, it took less than 36 hours to hit it.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I upped my pledge, like, probably 10 times. Because every time a new stretch goal would come out, I would up my pledge. Indeed. You motherfucker. This fucking archer just halted progress on my goddamn commercial district. And Molly get a special commercial district. Oh, I can delete Chrome. I don't need Chrome because I've got Opera.
Ew. Sorry, that wasn't at you. That was at something I just got in Guild Wars.
You're fine. Even if it was at me, it would just be amusing, because I do, in fact, prefer Chrome. I mean, I do, in fact, prefer Opera over Chrome.
Oh, I prefer Chrome over anything else.
Firefox all day. Hello.
Listen. Hello.
Hello. Wow, more and more people. I only have 4 minutes until I'm stopping the stream, so...
My timing's impeccable as always.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this turn.
Do we really only have 4 minutes before...
It is 1:56.
Looks like I'm not getting food until after Zion. Good thing I got donuts this morning.
Okay, I finished my turn. I'm gonna save. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stop this stream. Well, thank you for those of you that joined, and for everybody that came to chat with me. And Steve and Dan, I'm really sorry that when you first joined, I didn't realize you were there, and I just, like, fucking gibbered. But sort of, that's what happens when nobody's in chat with me. I just talk.
It's fine.
Anyway, for those of you that joined, thank you, and tomorrow I'll be playing SWTOR. Bye!